One other thing I get a lot of emails on is my rear apron. A lot of times these rear aprons are pretty banged up. The early ones, the early BuGs, say I believe it's from 60 and earlier, had this H style apron here. As you can see, there's an H there, there's two lines, whatever. If you have to replace your apron, there is a guy online I know that is actually making the exact replica stamps of these, but he is charging around the $300-400 area just for the apron. You can buy the aftermarket aprons. Okay, the aftermarket aprons, as you can see here, like a 55 and earlier will not have the cutouts where the pea shooters go, the two tailpipes. 56 and later will, but the 56 and later will still have the H pattern. You can buy the aftermarket apron, but this front shape, this shape right here is not going to be there. It's going to look more like a later BuG. You're not going to have the H pattern, and it's one thing that collectors look at. They want to see that H pattern, and even the catch is not going to be there. So what I do, for the most part, this is usually in good shape. This H pattern, this, as you can see here, like this U right here where the channel is. Okay, so basically I'll tell my metal guys, or I'll do it myself if I'm in a bind. When you get the new apron in, basically you're going to cut off this section of the new apron. Okay, you'll have this bottom section of the new apron, but then you use the old section to weld onto the new section. And for the most part, many people can't tell. If you have the 55 and earlier BuGs, you can actually get some sheet metal to cover over the pea shooters if you're going that route with that type of an engine. Still, you still want the single tailpipe and you want it to be original. If you're going with a later engine, I guess you can keep that in there if you'd like. A couple other things to point out when it comes to sheet metal on these cars. Again, the aftermarket is sometimes what we're faced with. If you do have access to some NOS German parts, that's excellent because they're becoming more and more scarce. Like I said, a perfect example is with your sheet metal parts here, you have holes like this back here. The cool thing about the BuG is that even if you go to Wolfsburg West website or even J.C. Whitney or Mid-America Motor Works, they have a lot of the sheet metal to weld into these cars. So there's not much fabricating you really have to do. For a hole like this, for example, you can see there's supposed to be a bolt hole back here where the fender bolts into. What you can do is they'll sell this whole quarter panel piece, and then it wraps around here to give you that other bolt hole. I've known a lot of guys have told me that they just patch it, or they just weld a nut on the other side of the hole here, and then you have their hole. But it's actually less work to get the piece of sheet metal in and weld it in and cut out this bad metal. Also, when it comes to the channel here, the bolt plate where the fenders bolt into, they will actually sell this whole arced piece that goes up and around. So you can also get those. And like I said, even back here, see that actual piece is pretty good here. But sometimes it's just this that's rotted and might have some holes in it. You can actually pry off that piece and just get that piece. But if it's really bad, like we saw on the other side, you get the whole section. Now, when you inspect your heater channels, sometimes they might be nice and strong on the inside, but they're kind of weak on the outside here where the running board bolts into. That's why we want to take off our running boards as well to inspect our channels. They will actually sell just this outside piece if you wanted to just weld that on. I know for these earlier cars, the aftermarket heat channels are not correct. The heater outlet is not in the same position on these earlier cars as it is on the aftermarket pieces. So if you want to be authentic and you want to try to save as much as the original metal as you can, you might want to buy the heat channel in pieces.
What you're also going to want to do is take your taillights off, take your license light housing off, any sort of dashboard components you want to take off as well. Put them in a box and have them ready for your painter to paint as well. Now once you break your doors down, you're going to want to inspect your glass, your vent windows, your assemblies here. If the chrome is all pitted, take the glass out of the frame and send the chrome out to get chromed. Same with the vent posts. These early BuGs, you can't find the vent posts or the vent window frames as original as you see here, so you might have to send them out to get chromed. But they do sell new vent window assemblies for 56 and later BuGs. The early BuGs can be modified.
And another good thing is when you're gutting the car down and you're taking off your pieces like your handles, your chrome and whatnot, or your antennas, your lights and things like that, you should have a pad nearby. a pad to make a list of the replacement parts you're going to need. Or that, regardless of if you can get them or not, just write the list, just write it on your list, and then when it's time to order the parts, you go online and you place your order. I like to use, basically one shop if I can, but some of the shops don't always have all the parts that you need, so you might have to go to another shop and whatnot. I primarily use SIP One, because if you go through SIP One, if you buy a bulk item, bulk order, it's basically free shipping. So Wolfsburg West is also great. I use Mid-America very, occasionally, and I use another guy in Connecticut called BuG City from time to time. So those are just some of my shops that I use. You could use whoever you want, but for the most part, when you're trying to save money by going to all different places, because they're all going to have different parts, you want to basically go through one place because the shipping costs could add up. Okay, guys, so those are just a few tips I gave you there on gutting your car, and in general, just basically a general idea of what you should do before sending your car out to paint. I'm telling you, I know it seems like a daunting task to do that sort of thing, but just don't be afraid to work on your VW. I mean, be able to unscrew things and take things out. If you're repairing and replacing these things, then just dig your hands right into it and pull it out. But some people ask me, I don't know how to remove my engine. Do you have something on that? I don't have a DVD on that per se, but there is a guy out there, like I stated before, the Bug Me Video DVD series. He has a DVD on engine removal and even engine rebuild. Nothing's more rewarding than actually rebuilding your own engine and getting a 0-mile engine to throw into your car, and basically then you have a new car when you put it all back together. But on the other hand, we also have my Build-A-Bug, so if you want to go that route, you can give me a call. But also, J-Bugs has a DVD series, interior and exterior restoration. They will also show you how to, remove, your door panels, rip out your headliner and things like that, and, get you going on the gut process. So, also, if you wanted to take the body off the chassis, Bug Me Video also has a DVD on that. I in no way get paid from these guys. I'm just, I learned from these guys through those videos, and basically then I applied my own techniques to do my own stuff. So, but if you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to contact me, Chris at classicvwbugs.com, or my website, www.classicvwbugs.com. Take care.